Nobody expected this. Not MLS. Not the media. Not even the believers who said Messi would transform American football forever. Because this Saturday, football's quiet revolution becomes a global earthquake. On one side is Lionel Messi, the man who rewrote football's history books, a magician chasing one last American crown. On the other is Thomas Müller, world champion, chaos creator, football's most misunderstood genius. This isn't Barcelona versus Bayern. This isn't 2014 all over again. This is something bigger. This is the MLS Cup Final, the showdown America never saw coming. 2 years ago, Inter Miami were not a super club. They weren't even contenders. Messi arrived in 2023, and suddenly, everything changed. The League Cup, the Supporters' Shield, and now, their first ever MLS Cup Final. But what happened in the Eastern Conference Final shocked everyone. A 5-0 demolition of New York City FC, a hat trick from Tadeo Allende, the rising star who grew up idolizing Messi. And under Javier Mascherano, Miami finally played like a team built for destiny. They didn't scrape into the final. They arrived like a storm. Then there's Vancouver, the unexpected Warriors, the first-time Western Conference champions, the team nobody picked in March, now one win away from immortality. They defeated San Diego away. They controlled every phase, and they earned their place in Miami fair and square. But beneath the fireworks and the hype, there's a wound in Miami because Vancouver already embarrassed them this year. Champions Cup semifinal, eliminated, outplayed over 2 legs. Vancouver danced on their dreams. So this final is not just for a trophy. It's personal. And then comes the tragedy hidden inside this final. For Sergio Busquets, Jordi Alba, and Luis Suarez, this is it. This is their last dance. The last time the quartet that defined a generation will play together in a final. What they built in Europe was art. What they're trying to finish in Miami is closure. And now the arena itself becomes part of the story. This is the last ever match at Chase Stadium. A final at home. With Messi. With legends. With history screaming their names. Next year, they move to Miami Freedom Park, the $1 billion football palace. But you can't open a palace without a crown. And Inter Miami still doesn't have the MLS Cup. Messi has won everything. The Champions League, the Ballon d'Or, a World Cup. But in America, he's chasing something new. A legacy that will stand long after he stops playing. A legacy built not just on winning, but on transforming a culture. For Messi, this final is a message. Football belongs here, and he's the one planting the flag. And then there's the wild card. Thomas Müller, football's trickster god. The man who doesn't run, he arrives. Who doesn't dominate with dribbles, he destroys with timing. A world champion with the soul of a street footballer. A master of chaos who feeds on pressure. And now he wants to ruin Messi's American fairy tale. They've faced each other before. In World Cups. In Champions League nights. On stages where the stakes could break souls. And every time, the world painted them as opposites. The magician versus the machine. The artist versus the assassin. The dribbler versus the Raumdeuter. But that was a decade ago. This time, the board is different. The pieces are different. The power is different. This final isn't about the past. It's about who controls the future. Even at 38, Messi hasn't slowed the game down. He has slowed the world down. Every touch, every pass, every angle he sees. It's as if Miami's entire team is plugged into his heartbeat. He doesn't play football. He conducts it. And now he's surrounded by a young squad, a balanced system, and teammates who amplify his genius instead of leaning on it. Miami isn't just Messi FC anymore. It's a system where Messi is the blueprint. And then there's Müller, football's most destructive whisperer. He doesn't run like a winger. He doesn't dominate like a striker. He doesn't orchestrate like a 10. He finds space where none exists. His weapon is timing. His kill shot is presence. With Tristan Blackman suspended, Vancouver needs Müller now more than ever. Their structure shifts because of him. Their rhythm bends around him. Their hope rests on his ability to manipulate chaos. Behind the players lies the real battle. Two managers rewriting their own stories. Javier Mascherano, once Messi's shield, now his general, a first-time MLS Cup finalist, demanding, obsessed, and finally proving he belongs on the touchline. And Jesper Svensson, the architect of Vancouver's controlled chaos, a manager who walked into MLS and rewrote expectations. Flexible, disciplined, ruthless, a strategist who thrives when the world doubts him. Football remembers, and players never forget. Vancouver already embarrassed Miami earlier this year. Now they have Müller to finish the job. Messi watched from the turf. Svensson smiled. Mascherano walked off shattered. Revenge, respect, redemption. They all collide on the same field this Saturday. Messi is the immigrant king, the man who brought global lights to a league craving identity. Müller is the European rebel, here not to relax but to disrupt the hierarchy. And after 7 seasons, this is the last match ever at Chase Stadium. The final goodbye before Miami moves into a super stadium built for the future. Some goodbyes deserve fireworks. Some goodbyes deserve trophies. Vancouver has never been this close to greatness. Canadian Championship, won. Champions Cup Final, reached. Western Conference, conquered. This is their miracle season, their peak, their shot at immortality. Inter Miami is no longer a retirement home. It's a factory of belief. A club that expects greatness instead of hoping for it. If they win the MLS Cup, the Messi project becomes the Miami Empire. One man changed America. One man conquered Europe. On Saturday, only one gets the last word. Miami's game plan begins in one word: tempo. Because with Messi, tempo isn't just a rhythm. It's a weapon. Mascherano knows Müller thrives in chaos. He knows the Whitecaps want transitions, broken plays, ricochets, mistakes. So Miami's mission is to suffocate randomness, to freeze the game into a pattern only Messi understands. When Miami slow builds, Messi becomes a surgeon. Waiting, and then with one pass, cutting Vancouver open. Svensson doesn't want a beautiful game. He wants a disruptive game, a match where passes bounce wrong, touches slip loose, and Miami's old legs feel 90 minutes like an avalanche. Without Blackman, Vancouver will defend deeper, but Müller will be the trigger. Every time Miami slows the game, Müller will inject chaos. Every time Messi breathes, Müller will exhale pressure. This final will be decided in the half spaces, the thin corridors where geniuses disappear and reappear. It's the same strip of grass, but they use it differently. Messi uses it to create. Müller uses it to destroy. And when the game breaks open, when lungs burn and legs shake, this final will come down to one truth: who controls the chaos? This might be Messi's last MLS Cup final. Maybe not his last season, but his last shot at the one American crown missing from his legacy. His teammates know it. His staff knows it. His opponents feel it. Busquets and Alba will retire after this season. Suarez is near the end, too. This is their last dance. One final symphony. One final chance to hold a trophy together. Allende arrived as just another signing. He became the man who carried Miami into the final. A hat trick. A leadership that doesn't wait for permission. If Miami wins, this will be remembered as the night he arrived on the world stage. Vancouver found belief in the margins, in discipline, in structure, in proving everyone wrong. This final isn't pressure for them. It's freedom, a puncher with nothing to lose. MLS wasn't built for nights like this. But nights like this are why MLS was built. This isn't just about an MLS Cup. This final is about legacy and leverage. If Messi wins, the Miami project becomes more than a club. It becomes the first global super club on American soil. If Müller wins, he becomes the European who stole America's dream. The man who entered MLS and stole the crown from the king. This final will decide the next chapter of football in America. Do its legends run MLS? or rewritten by its challengers. No matter who wins, one truth stands. America has never seen a football moment like this. And after the final whistle, win or lose, the real story begins. Because Inter Miami isn't just a team. It's a project, a blueprint, a global empire in the making. Up next on the Power Game series, Episode 3, Inter Miami, the first global super club in America. Inside the empire that Messi, Beckham, and the Moss brothers are building.
Football isn't just played on the pitch, it's controlled from the top. Behind every goal, there's a billion-dollar decision. PSG paid 222 million euros for Neymar. Manchester City's revenue, 825 million. This is the power game. From locker rooms to boardrooms, power is strategy, psychology, and legacy. Great leaders influence, inspire, and dominate. They master three things: strategy, psychology, legacy, Guardiola's tactical adjustments, Klopp's halftime speeches, Mourinho's mind games. This is football's invisible battlefield. From the streets, from nothing to glory, 100,000 believers. To the tactics, FTG intel, over 100,000 thinkers. To the power, from glory to power. This is where football meets money, leadership, and legacy. From glory to power, the business, the power, the game.